Oh, hello. I don't know how to start these because I don't typically, usually we have an elaborate intro. It's like, blah, 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 it's Palm Tree Tries and all this other stuff. But, it's, today we're just doing a thing where we're doing a tutorial. So, okay, so the basis of this, let me, before you click off or whatever, let me tell you what this is. This is a hands-on tutorial. I'm going to be showing the players down at the bottom here how to play this, and also teaching myself how to play this, to be honest, a little bit. It's all a learning experience here, and so you're free to just join in with the process and play along with us. What we're going to be doing is giving, firstly, an overview of some of the elements of this. And before we do information overload, we'll start building a character. And then after we built a character, I'll keep explaining more things as we get into some role-playing scenarios and teach through those scenarios. So that's kind of the overview. And and for those scenarios, we're creating one character here. Me and the players here are just creating one character, and everyone's going to play as a clone of that character. I've just been doing that for all my session zeros, all my tutorial sessions, because it just ends up very fun, and it's very interesting to see the personality spins that people put on because it's just the character sheet that's copied, and everyone ends up taking that character and putting their own little flavor and spin on it. It's always fun. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Burr.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Teus.
Hey, Will, what game are we doing as a tutorial?
Wow, yeah, I'm glad you asked there, Teus from Teus Flips. We are doing... we're doing Fate, the Fate core system. Yeah.
What setting are we doing?
I don't know. It depends on what character we make. I'll just make up something based off of that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That was my only question.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's on the title of this video, but just in case.
Yeah. No. The title of this video, the thumbnail is all misleading. We're actually here. We're actually here to play Pokemon Tabletop United. I hope you're here to ready to get a headache.
Heck yeah.
Jeez. Palm, do you have any questions? You're muted. We still can't hear you.
It was earlier.
There you are.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, now it's...
Okay.
Yep.
No, I watched somebody else's YouTube video about this earlier today, so I'm good.
I was also binging YouTube videos about this today. I was cramming for a test, y'all. Jeez.
I did the same thing. I didn't want you to call me out and have me ask a question and look stupid.
I will ask, just because some people might be wondering that are watching, what form of Fate are we playing?
Core.
There's a couple of... We're playing Fate Core. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fate's fun.
Yeah, we're playing Vanilla Core as well. Once we actually do our campaign, which is going to be Super Smash Quest, which can be found as a podcast on both YouTube and Spotify, and live on both YouTube and Twitch as that records, that there will be using Fate Core with some homebrewed stuff on it. But today we're not doing any homebrew. We're keeping it vanilla. So. Burr, you've played Fate before, right?
It's a smidge. I've played a couple of one-offs, one-shots.
Okay. How would you describe Fate in 3 sounds or less?
That counts as one of the sounds.
Can I use words?
Yes, optionally.
Better than D&D.
There you go. All right, fair enough. Teus, do you have any experience with this system?
Yes, a little bit. I've played 1 or 2 sessions with it as well.
How would you describe it in 3 sounds or less?
Hey!
And Palm, you have 0 experience with this system.
I I watched some YouTube videos this morning.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how do you expect this to be in 3 sounds or less?
Huh? Oh! Oh!
Beautiful.
Well done.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So, welcome to Fate. Woo. Yeah. All of y'all are in the Roll20, right? Yes, you are. Good job, everyone. Good job. Yeah. Okay. So with Fate, okay. Let's start with looking at there. My food is here. One moment.
Hey, let's go.
This is a follow along activity. Make sure you have your burger and fries along at home, as well as a nice little shake or something, right? This is part of the video now.
Hey, I got my fries.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm making fries tonight.
I think I'm still gonna stick with my apples and peanut butter snack plan.
Ooh, that sounds good too.
It's pretty good.
Yes. Alrighty.
Nice.
Okay, so Fate, let me go ahead and just kind of let's look at one of the character sheets real quickly, just as an example. We're looking in the Roll20 character sheet, how this is laid out specifically. So you guys should have access to tutorial guy in the list in the journal for this.
Ooh.
Yep, this will be. We'll come up with a real name for him at some point. But yeah, so you can see a whole bunch of things. You might be wondering, oh, what do all these words mean? Well, I'll tell you.
Please do.
I'll try.
Thank you so much. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. So
Yeah, I don't know what words mean, so this is great.
Well, then this might be harder for you then.
Oh,
That's a prerequisite.
I've got a dictionary that's being mailed to your house. It should arrive in 5 to 10 business days.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty, so the first thing is aspects. So aspects are truths about a person or situation is the thing. So it could be attached to a person, could be attached to the group or just like a couple of y'all, or it could be like attached to the scene itself. And they're generally like, you could call it like interactables well, not really. So they are truths, and they're truths that could have some kind of influence on the role play, essentially. And so aspects, you can have some like good ones and bad ones, right? You could have an aspect that says that, like, you know, absolutely like goes bonkers for this like specific food. If someone puts a burger in front of your face, it's on site, that kind of thing. Or it could be that like is like a really good Italian chef, and so like, you know, you might have the ability to create Italian food very well. Although you don't want it to be too generic. You can't just make it like really good at cooking, because that's a little bit too broad. You want there to be some kind of, you know, situation that it's more akin to, rather than it being like too broad, too generic. So, sorry, were you about to say something? Oh, I thought I heard something. All right. So, in order to invoke certain mechanics from it, mechanics that would change dice rolls in any way, that requires fate points. So aspects, compels, and fate points are all very intertwined. So I'm just going to give definitions for each, and then we'll start getting into like how they. Oh, there it is! You figured it out, Tejas.
I won't lie. Palm figured it out for me.
Who we figuring out?
Oh, we're looking
I was
at
trying to remember a certain word for Fedora.
look in the Twitch chat.
Oh.
Yeah. So the whatchamacallit. So great. Now I've lost my train of thought. I was never a good train conductor, anyways. So fate points. They are these points that you'll get if. Okay, so how you get them, I'll get to after I explain compels, because that's how you get them is compels. Where are compels? I'll get to that in a moment. Fate points are allow you to influence the game, essentially. There's a couple things that you can do with them. You can invoke an aspect using fate points. You can declare a story detail. This one, be careful with, because like the GMs have the right to veto any suggestions or ask the player to revise them. But yes, like there is some like story details that can be like put into and made canon by use of fate points. And then you can also use them to compel someone else, I believe.
I believe that's just the GM.
That's just the
Use them for
GM.
compels.
Okay. Never mind then.
Because may I hop in for a second?
Do it, please. You probably know how to explain this better than me. Go ahead.
So, really cool thing about this system is, yes, the players have these fate coins and they're amazing, and they allow us as players to kind of influence a situation to make it more likely that we accomplish something, or we say, hey, this random NPC comes in, we can possibly implement Ex Machinas and things like that. Super cool. The other thing, too, is the DM has a pool of these as well and can run out of this pool hypothetically as well. But the major thing is the GM can use compels, which is telling us as the players to do something that matches with our character. If we follow through with the compel, the GM needs to reward us with a fate point.
Mm-hmm. Now, to clarify there, is it the NPCs that each individually get their own pool of fate points, or is it the GM that has one pool?
So you as the GM.
Gotcha.
We can suggest when something's
But to
plausible.
be fair, I don't think the GM has a limit to like how many. I don't think the game ever says or suggests. So essentially you have an infinite pool.
From what I understand is every time you use a compel on us, though, like we get that,
We
and
get,
we can then throw it back at you later.
Correct. Yeah, so we should
give-
probably define compels here, which a compel is like, going back to some of those negative aspects, it's like compelling that aspect is the verbiage there. It's going back to my terrible burger analogy, it's like, you just having the burger there in front of them would not invoke the compel. I, as the GM, have to spend a fate point to compel them to go after that burger.
Yes.
So what you're saying is, if I'm playing as the Hamburglar, I see a burger and I'm like, it looks like a trap. You as the GM can be like, I mean, you could avoid it, but do you want them sweet fate points?
Mm-hmm.
In which case,
you can also use them for things like actual actions, like character definitely is not that athletic, yet they try to jump a sizable gap. You as the DM can say, yeah, no, but we get that fate point because you said, yeah, no.
I guess that would count as a potential compel. So yeah, that makes sense too.
Sorry, I got food. An
I
ear
just
up.
use that as an example because that's what's happened to me before.
I feel like that would be kind of. I would like as the GM, I would be like, "What's the size of the gap that you're jumping?" Right? Like
Right.
if it's unreasonable, no matter what, then I don't see why a fate token would be used. If it is reasonable, but the GM's trying to not get you to do that, then yeah, I think a fate point is appropriate there.
It was like a 6-foot gap, but I had an arrow in my leg, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
The
arrow
dice
in the
could have
leg.
made it happen.
Yeah,
The dice could have made it happen, but the DM said no.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Arrow in the leg could be an aspect or one of the stresses, which we'll get to way later. And those can be invoked by compel in such a way. Yeah.
Well, wait, yeah, no, there's a third way the GM spends tokens, and that's to make you fail a roll. I think that's the other thing they can do.
Just reading the thing, it was even saying sometimes a compel can be you fail a goal, or there's an unintended consequence. Yeah.
AKA fate points, pretty cool, pretty flexible for the system.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, very
Pretty
flexible, but there always has to be a like explanation as to how on earth you are getting that advantage or disadvantage. Yeah.
Fate works in mysterious ways.
Alrighty. So, now that we've explained aspects, compels, and fate points, let's go ahead. Yeah,
We
go-
didn't thoroughly explain aspects.
That's a good point. Yes.
We kind of glazed over them. There's
There-
two major types of aspects we should probably talk about.
Yes. Which are the looks like the character aspects and the situation aspects. Is that what you're referring to?
So yes and no.
Yeah.
If we're talking, yeah. So aspects we kind of already discussed. Everything has an aspect in this game that helps describe what it is, what traits it has, everything like that. Specifically for characters, we have aspects called a high concept and a trouble. Those two things are typically unchanging except for fairly significant events or circumstances. Your high aspect is like, I'm a retired military man, or a retired military chef, who performed in such and such combat, right? That would be your high concept. And then your trouble is like your character flaw. So that military chef, their flaw might be, it could be as simple as scared of spiders, but it could be more complex than that.
Mm-hmm.
Sensitive to explosions.
Sensitive to explosions, yeah. Suffering
Not
from
a fan of
traumas.
fireworks.
Which could be, which sensitive to explosions. That could be interpreted as sensitive to, someone verbally blowing up on you, something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways that you can kind of like twist the verbiage a little bit, within reason.
The biggest reason these aspects are so important for characters, because those are two main aspects. Usually character has like 2 to 3 other ones on top of their high concept and trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And those aspects tie directly to the type of moves you can make, right?
Yeah.
So unless you're invoking the aspect, you won't get like bonuses to a certain roll with the move that you're trying to do.
Yeah. The SRD here says your high concept is a phrase that like sums up what your character's about, and think of it as like your job, your role in life, your calling. Basically, the like blurb that you would like how you would describe yourself on your like in your LinkedIn profile in like 2 sentences.
No.
Ugh.
Take it back.
Ugh.
Take it back.
I can describe that. Jobless for 3 or 4 years.
Oh.
Has
Oh.
crippling anxiety often.
Say it, buddy.
Oh no.
Oh,
Can
gee.
make people laugh, apparently. There's a third sentence in there, so there we go.
Jeez. Yep. Alrighty. So, yeah. So with that, unless there's anything else you guys want to add about aspects, compels, or fate points, we can go ahead and create our trouble and high concept.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do we want to our high concept to be?
I'm trying to think. Like, you don't have an idea for a world here at all. We're just kind of going with the flow.
Yep. Pretty much. In chaos table world.
okay.
Okay, yeah, stable well.
I mean, we already had the Hamburglar we were playing around with. This could be the
I'm down with
the
Hamburglar
milkshaker.
if you're all down with
The
Hamburglar.
milkshake.
maybe not that actually. Can I
The
say that
milkshaker's
really
probably
quick? A second.
video demonetized really quickly.
I'm so sorry. The wing wrangler.
The wing wrangler.
The fry guy.
Fry Guy's pretty good.
Fry Guy's pretty good.
Fry
Fry
Guy's
guy.
probably
it
Fry Guy.
is.
So that's a good name. Now we need to come up with the high concept. Like, what is this guy's thing?
What's his
You know,
MO?
Yeah, feels like it has to do with French fries.
I
think
agree.
We got that for sure.
I think he is on a personal journey vision quest to find the best French fries. Like he's a taste tester. He goes to different restaurants. He wants to find the high fry.
So why don't we say that we are a French fry enthusiast that publishes major French fry related articles?
He is a French fry critic at its
Yeah.
finest.
He's a connoisseur.
He's a connoisseur.
Mm-hmm.
Only the best. Now, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
It's not related to the high concept. What kind of fry is the best fry?
Like
Like,
the very
'cause-
obvious sweet potato.
Sweet potato's good. Well, I was
Mm.
thinking, like, are we talking curly? Are we talking like the crisscrossies? You got
Waffles.
got all these different kind of French fries.
I'm
The
torn
best
between curly and waffle.
I personally like a chunky French fry.
Ooh.
I kind of like a thinner shoestring covered in lots of yummy things like cheese and sour cream and.
Oh, so poutine.
Get your. Never
Oh,
mind.
what? Were you gonna say get your Canadian filth out of here? Excuse me!
You said that. I didn't say that. You said
I
that.
heard it between the lines.
You definitely said that.
We can read between the lines.
Let me have my cheese fries.
That's what a poutine is. What do you mean?
Well,
Like,
poutine also has gravy, though.
yeah, but it's cheese fries with gravy.
Get your gravy out of here.
Dang, that's like the most
Dang, he
racist
got
thing
out
you've said
gravy.
to a Canadian before. That's wild. How dare you?
Alrighty, so fry enthusiast, so that I don't have to spell out connoisseur.
Yeah.
Somebody's scared.
Now I'm struggling on. I messed up enthusiast. I did.
Oof.
That's okay. I don't know how to spell it either, so.
Okay, we need more words than just this, though.
Well, I was thinking fry enthusiast and French fry researcher? Is he a researcher of French fries or just a critiquer? of the
And
fry?
he's a blogger.
Oh my, yes.
He has a fry
Oh, no.
blog.
Not
He's-
the fry vlog.
He
Yes,
has
the
a
poor
fry
fry
blog where he goes around and he's got a whole little website dedicated to all of his the fries he's tried and the fries that made him cry
Call it the deep
and the
fryer.
fries that fell just shy. The deep
Okay.
fryer's good. I like that.
Trying to think of like other things that we can kind of expand on Like, is he kind of a grisly individual? Is he an upbeat individual? Like, how would we describe his
Imagining
demeanor?
he's
typically?
very hoity-toity about his French fries.
Okay, so a fedorable personality.
Okay.
Wait, no, fedorable's not quite hoity-toity. Is
No,
No.
he
No.
definitely thinks that he's better than you in the sense of his French fries, but he
Gotcha.
recognizes that that doesn't necessarily apply to the rest of your lives. It's a regular dude, but he always tries to circle back to French fries.
I can vibe with that.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Regular dude with a mild obsession.
With a very mild obsession.
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So, are we good with aspect?
What is his like mission in life?
To find the best fry.
Yeah, I think to find the perfect fry, right?
To find the
Like,
perfect fry is like what he needs for emotional fulfillment.
He doesn't even need a full plate of French fries. He just needs the one perfect
The
one.
the
one.
perfect fry.
Looking for the perfect fry to settle down with.
Yeah.
I don't know about all
This-
that. I feel like it would get moldy and get less perfect.
I wasn't. What am I doing for that too?
But, you know, I guess that's what makes it perfect, right?
Loves long
Love to
fries on the
even still.
beach.
Yeah.
Love.
Yep. All right. Okay.
Oh.
Good goals. Good goals.
I'm not sure what this flags thing is on here for.
I don't know. We'll skip it.
Okay.
I feel like that might be related to an expanded version of Fate Core. So
Maybe. Alrighty. And now for the trouble.
I mean, hater of
I've-
Canadians.
I don't know if I'd go there.
Well, the only reason I say that was because of how upset you were about a poutine, and like I get it.
know.
Like
I understand, but I'd like to remind everyone that I am not the fry guy. And I feel like this fry guy being just blanketly hating on Canadians isn't the move.
I feel like
Okay.
he would be picky with his toppings, though, for sure, in some way.
He'd be
Oh,
picky,
for
but
sure.
not like just like discriminately like anti-Canadian. You know? I
Right.
like to think he's a
Just the
decent
poutine.
person and doesn't discriminate, you know?
Except for people that just pour ketchup on their fries.
Yeah, he saw somebody do that when he was in grade school and he said never again.
yeah,
That's when he vowed. That's when he vowed.
He vowed he would spill the blood like the ketchup on those fries.
all right, no topping.
Anyway, all right, focused. The thing that gives him trouble though is that
Do we want?
his hands, they're always greasy.
if we want
That's
some
pretty
kind
good.
of reason for, if we want some kind of reason for there to be combat in here, maybe he will like throw hands with anyone that's like, you know, start smothering their fries and stuff, or mistreats their fries or something like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If he knows something
Can
is
jam with
bad,
that.
he won't stand for that.
All right, so what? How do we want to word that? We'll throw hands with.
Is very defensive of his art.
We'll throw hands with anyone that tries to steal his fries.
Sure.
I can jam with that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone has those friends that try to steal the fries.
Now, is that too specific?
Right? Like
Or
how
trouble.
often is that going to occur on a regular
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I
Yeah.
think that's a bit too specific.
That's true. All right.
So we could say easily angered by inappropriate treatment of fries. Or
What qualifies as inappropriate behavior?
Hmm.
anything, it's got to be vague enough that it can like
Yeah, because I
stand
feel
throughout
like
a
he could
campaign.
cry about this or he could get mad about this, as long as it's inappropriate for the situation. Right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're at a funeral and you find the perfect fry and you just start smiling of pure joy. That's not a great appropriate situation to be happy about a French fry.
Well, he would be, though. He would.
Exactly.
He
That's
would
my point.
be.
That's a trouble.
Because that's not very appropriate.
It's not a very appropriate. That's what I'm thinking. Because it could also be that he's like super sad at a joyous event or anything in between with that kind of wording.
I don't know. I feel like something that's easily angered by, so that for the sake of this example, we can have some kind of combat in here.
Well, I feel like that fits though. Like
Yeah, it
if he sees
does.
any sort of mistreatment of the fry, he
Okay.
gets upset. He sees somebody
We could-
pouring ketchup on it en masse. He sees somebody stepping on a fry on a sidewalk. He sees somebody.
Maybe he has a rival by the name of the Masher who only likes mashed potatoes.
Well,
Yes.
Fedora gets that in his pocket right there.
I love it.
NPC, the Masher.
The Masher. Yeah, he only he takes anything that is fry or potato related, even French fries, and turns it into mashed potatoes.
I like
It's
it.
true.
I wonder what that would be like. Like if you first cook, this is totally random. If you cooked French fries and then you mashed it after, like I feel like there'd be a little bit of crunch in there. So I feel like I'd kind of like it.
You'd have to do it with either like steak fries or like potato wedges.
Oh,
Like,
they'd have to be
so good.
thick.
Yeah.
They'd have to be like thick fries, but because you can't do it with like shoestring. Like that's just come on.
No, you can't do shoestring.
No.
No.
I'm gonna have so many fries after this session.
I'm
Like,
thinking about going to
I-
with Robin for dinner. We're gonna
My-
get some steak fries with campfires.
my partner and I have specifically a French fry cutter. Like you put the potato in, you hit the thing down, it cuts it all into perfectly sized fries. They're
That's
great. I love it.
Hey Teus, can I come over?
I mean, whatever you want, burger.
I mean, I've had his homemade poutine. Mm.
That's true. You were there.
Yes. It's so good.
I'm jealous.
Look so insulted by the mention of poutine.
I think somewhere along the way in my childhood I mislearned what poutine was and have a very yucky association with the word. I think I confused it with poopery when I was a child.
You know what? That would do it. That would
And
do
so
it.
just like every time you say that, I'm just like, why?
Did you say
Why?
poopery?
Yes, like the stuff
Popery?
that like I don't know. Listen. I don't know. The stuff you spray in the toilet bowl to make it smell better.
Potpourri.
Oh yeah.
Potpourri.
It's
I had
potpourri.
a bougie friend that had it.
Oh,
I don't
buddy.
know. She said poopery.
Oh, buddy. I'm so
And-
sorry.
So every time you say poutine, I think those two words just kind of flip a little bit in my brain. And I'm just like, I don't want that on my fries.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Wild.
Anyway, back on track. 646. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Pot curry?
That's the difference.
Poutine?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Potpourri
like-
is how you like. That's you don't pronounce it.
Potpourri. I've also heard potpourri.
Yeah, that's how I heard
I
it.
feel like we should get back on topic of fate.
We're literally talking about French fries right now. What are you talking about?
I just.
All right, we'll return.
Anyways.
However, this is going to be a sticking point for me for a while. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness! I hope no one was expecting this video to completely stay on topic and be like
No.
it's extremely informative. Well, it is informative. It's just
I mean,
informative
there'll be
plus.
some spots edit it out, I'm sure.
Learning a lot more than you bargained for. It's just some bonus in here.
We're educational.
Yeah. Okay, so skills. We're going to look at that next here. So there are
Well,
some
we
basic
still have-
skills that come built into the Fates core system. That's what we're going to be using today. But though typically you also have some stuff because, like, you know, if you're customizing this to go with a specific world or something, you might have Some specific stuff. You could have some like magic skills or what have you, depending on what you're wanting to add in. But yeah, so here's our default list. Was someone about to say something?
I was just going to say we still do have 3 extra categories for aspects if we want, but those can actually be added during gameplay as well. That's the nice thing about aspects is they're kind of flexible in that nature.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you don't have to start off with all of your I lost my train of thought. Yeah, with all your aspects. In fact, like, you know, evolving your character over time is probably for the best anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a list of these, and we look at some, like, just the description of some of these. You can so there are a couple different action types: overcoming, creating an advantage, attacking, and defending. Some of these skills are not meant for some of these action types. Someone want to kind of like give an overview of these action types? One of you can probably word it better than me.
Fair, do you volunteer?
All
right, I'll just volunteer.
It's been a minute since I've played the system.
Okay. To my understanding, so each one kind of has its own category. The 2 basic ones, if you're implementing them in skills, is attack and defense. Attack is a situation where you can actually put damage points onto another character. There's not quite damage in this game, which we can explain further on, but for now, what you need to know is that is your way of fending off an enemy in a physical or mental type of way. It could be either or.
Mm-hmm.
And then defend, it's your way of protecting yourself from another person's attack. There's not many skills that have these attributes, but there are some. And there are some stunts that allow you to actually use skills to do either attack or defense.
Yes.
The other 2, the top 2, overcome and create advantage. Overcome is like, Will here says, hey, looks like you want to sneak past these guards. You're going to need to use your stealth skill or something along that lines. He's basically presenting us with the overcome part of that skill. Basically, all skills have an overcome type thing. Create an advantage is essentially, it's how you get bonuses to your 2d6 rolls, right? You can get a +1 or a +2 by using a skill to create advantage for, it could be for an attack, for an overcome, for a defend. It could be for all sorts of situations. Probably more often you're going to use it to help your allies. But you can also do it to like interrupt opponents and things like that. I think that kind of gets to what each of those things are. I don't know if I'm missing anything, if anybody's got something there.
It's about right from what I remember.
I will say an example for using a skill that's typically for like defend in an attacking way. One example I saw, which I borrowed this from one of the videos I saw, is you could have some kind of I think it's a stunt or whatever that allows you to use say a sneak attack stunt where you can use stealth as your like, you know,
your attack.
Yeah, for your attack. So that might be one application of that.
Yeah. There are situations too where it's like, I'm just looking through the list of skills here. Like if you're in a situation, you might have a stunt that lets you use drive to defend yourself from an attack.
Yes.
Right. So,
but yeah. But to clarify, you have to have a stunt for that, which we'll get to stunts in a bit. But yes, so that's the gist of these, and so now for your skills to start off to create your character, you need to have 1 great skill, which gives you +4. 2 good skills, that gives you +3. 3 fair skills, that gives you +2, and 4 average skills, that gives you +1. Here, I'll put it in the Roll20 chat. There you go. Alrighty, so looking at each of these,
I'm
wait.
thinking this guy would definitely know people and have a good rapport with them. One or the other, or both. I don't know.
Yeah. So
They
you're
feel
thinking like either contacts or rapport?
I think he would be good in both of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
just trying to see. Investigate. I mean, I will say this: if he's a fry enthusiast,
Mhm.
His rapport might be lower, but his contacts higher, so that he can
Well-
have good drive. Go ahead, Tails.
well, I was also thinking like lore might be appropriate in this
He'd be
circumstance.
very learned of the different areas that
He'd
have the
know
different types of
everything
fries.
that's
Mm.
needed to know about fries. But also, we could still actually have a stunt that lets us use something else instead of lore.
I think
Right?
we
There are
also,
stunts that you use different skills.
So,
I
if
think
he's
we
not-
also need to. Sorry,
Go ahead, Burr.
I was just gonna say. I think we also need to look at. We either take notice or resources. Notice for actually determining if a fry is good or like just from a base look of knowing if a fry is good or not, or the resources because obviously he's gonna have money from whatever blog he's running or
I'm
stuff like
also
that.
trying to remember how each of these skills are defined because I'm trying to remember how rapport is defined in this game. I think it's your relationship with others, where contacts is more about the amount of people that you know.
I think I like going back to your previous idea of him knowing lore, because he would also, like, while he's studying for French fries, like, they don't make books already just like dedicated to French fries. Like, he'd be very learned about the general different especially cuisine culture in different places
Yeah.
and things and stuff. So, like, I think that would be
Let's.
a very accurate thing. Like, he
Should
would
we
know a
put
lot about.
lore
I'd
at
say go.
+4 then? Make that
I
his
would go
top
with
skill.
lore and contacts both as being his good ones.
The thing is, we can only have one really good one, right?
Yeah,
We can
1
only have
great,
one
2
plus
good.
4.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the one great. My bad. I'm sorry.
Um,
I don't care either
so,
way.
should we go
The
with
one
lore?
great should definitely be lore.
Okay, let's go lore for great.
Okay.
Now, what was the other one that you said, Palm? And we'll throw that in good.
Contacts.
Contacts.
He would know a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think he'd
Yeah.
probably either have fair or good drive. I think that's a very, like, self-driven profession. Nobody's not got a boss telling him to.
So
He is.
drive in this context is literally driving a car or a vehicle when
Oh,
they talk about drive.
It's not about drive. It's not about power.
gotcha.
And things that go fast.
And things that go fast, yeah.
What about Will?
Will would be a good one.
Oh, I thought you were saying you suggesting me for a thing that goes fast. I was like, no, I don't have stamina.
I think rapport still should be something good.
Oh, so should we go with will or rapport?
Because I feel like if he's definitely like the fry enthusiast, he has rapport. He
I'll
walks
mention
into a.
this. Right now we don't have so defense skills on here are will and physique. Those are the 2 defense skills. Where the attack skill, I think the only 2 are shoot and provoke and fight. There's 3. And the difference is, I'll mention this just really quick. Will and provoke are mental based, where shoot, fight, And what was the other one I said? And physique are all physical based, right?
I think fight, his physical based one, would be fair. I don't think he throws hands often, but I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
he's a
think so
stranger
either.
to it. Like, I don't think he's like
No.
good at fighting even, but I think he's got like, he's been around. He's thrown hands with a couple of folks that got stepped on the wrong fry. I think fight would be fair.
Fight would be fair.
And then he's
Okay.
got a mental and a physical.
Unless we give him a
stress
French
resistant.
fry gun.
I was thinking more he just has like a bottle of whatever his least favorite sauce is, just like ready to squirt into people's eyes.
It's like a potato gun, but though it only works if it's fried beforehand.
It's like a potato gun, but it's a shotgun and just shoots a bunch of fries.
Oh, I see.
Okay, wait.
Just a-
Would he be better at shooting because he squirts sauces onto plates? Shooting it out of the bottle.
No. When you're
What if he
putting
uses
sauce
the bottle as a weapon?
when you're putting sauce on your fries, are you doing it at a distance?
Maybe he does. Maybe he's made an art out of it. He's got to put something on his blog,
That's true. It would be good for TikTok.
right? Like those guys that do like the art, pancake
Oh,
art.
you know what? We still haven't put-
He probably
we
runs a
haven't-
TikTok in order to promote his blog.
Yeah, we still haven't put anything into notice yet either, though.
I do
realized.
think notice is important.
Is
I
that
feel
him
like-
noticing stuff or people noticing him?
It's him noticing how good his friend. I mean, to be fair though, we could have a stunt that uses his lore instead of notice for French fry noticing. That would be an option.
Well,
That's the cool thing.
notice would be more than just seeing and hearing, right? So it could be any sense. So it could be taste.
Yeah, no, it is. What I'm saying though is like, let me go back to stunts really quick. We aren't quite there yet, I know, on the character building, but
Mhm.
the really cool thing about stunts is you could potentially use a stunt to replace, in a specific circumstance, one of your skills with another one of your skills, right? So if our French fry guy, for example, if we're kind of looking around for a French fry or French fry type thing, we could have a stunt that says French fry connoisseur, where we use lore instead of notice in that circumstance when it comes to like French fries.
Do
So-
we think that this guy notices other things on a regular basis? Like, is our guy just super observant of the people around him and what makes
I
them
don't
tick?
think so.
I've not gotten the idea that he is.
No, I think
No,
he's one of those guys that, like, once he's in the zone with fries, he will notice
He is
nothing.
with his fries
Yeah,
and
He
nobody
is-
else.
Yeah,
Full focus.
the world is dead to him. Only fry.
Yeah. So I think shoot is a really good one, like shooting sauces around, possibly
Okay.
other things too. Okay, so we get 4
Average.
what are they? Average?
Yeah.
4 average ones. So I imagine this guy's pretty skinny, so I wasn't thinking physique, personally. Like he's skinny like his favorite food. Like
He
he's a
does.
French fry.
He saves his appetite for the fry.
Yeah.
What is provoke?
So provoke is like either you are engaging in an intimidating circumstance, like you're saying, "Oh man, I've got you," right? And that's supposed to be like a mental intimidation, so they're taking a mental or emotional harm.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Oh, I like the verbiage on the on their
Yeah.
webpage. It's eliciting a negative emotional response such as fear, anger, or shame. It's
Yeah.
the being a jerk skill.
Yeah, it straight up is.
Genuinely.
Which, I mean, that doesn't seem far off for our boy here, does it?
You
Tom, I
know?
can't hear you again.
Nope. Where'd you
Nope,
go?
still no.
Hello?
Yeah,
There you
you
go.
are.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So, what were you saying, Palm?
I think he should have a provoke skill. I agree.
Let's put that down at average. I think he would.
Yeah. He's just a
At least
mild
be
jerk.
able
He's
to
not
do
like running around like looking for trouble, but he finds it sometimes.
No, but like if he's critiquing somebody on their fries, like
Right? He's gonna be
Yeah.
kind of a jerk about it. He's gonna
Yeah,
be
there's
like,
some
"This
secret.
was the most disgusting fry I've ever seen."
old Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Gordon Ramsay.
Very
moment.
Gordon Ramsay.
You call yourself a chef?
Dare you treat this French fry this way?
You commit blasphemy upon the blessed potato.
I could also see crafts for our character here. Just like being able to know how to make a French fry.
Yeah.
Like he might not be the best at it, but he could definitely make.
Oh, there
solid
needs to be
French
some cooking skill to some degree. Yeah.
fry.
Where do we think his empathy is at? Because I think it's like in the negatives. Like I think
Yeah,
he's
I was
like,
gonna say I don't
bad.
think he's an empathetic person at all.
All right, all right.
No.
What about resources? Do we think his blog is that successful, or would he
think
have
so.
just like average? He's got
I
some
think-
money, but not like a ton of money.
I
I'd
don't
like to
think it's
believe that he's.
I think it's average. I think it would be appropriate average.
He
And the
has a
reason,
couple hundred folks click on his blog every month. You know.
well, the reason I say that is everybody loves a good French fry.
Everyone
Right.
does love a good French fry.
And when you Google, and this guy's so good at his French fries, he might be one of the first blogs you're checking out.
I agree. I
So-
think he's one of those that's like really. He's put years into learning this and doing this, and it shows.
Yeah.
All right, we have one more. Can he drive?
No.
No, he relies on taxis and buses. Okay.
Okay, wait.
he has a chauffeur.
Hear me out. Hear me out here very, very quickly. Now, we could say no. Or we could say he does not make enough money on his blog, so he's doing Uber on the side. That's one potential possibility.
He
It's
can
just a
write off.
thought.
He can write off his travel to foreign fries as a business expense.
As a business expense.
Yes.
He can Uber in
Okay.
Paris, where the Frenchiest
Okay.
fries are.
We'll give him one in drive for his side hustle and his knowledge of traveling to the best fry places.
He would be
He
a
just
great tour
always knows
guide. He
the
knows where
best
all the
route.
best eateries are. I'm here for
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely.
I'd want him as my
he
Uber.
would know.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
This is our dude.
I think we got a
Here for it.
solid skill list here.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty.
it.
So there's our skills done. Yes. One thing to note is that you might have in your system a like quote unquote secret skill. Like going back to the magic example. Maybe not everyone has access to magic. So you might sometimes have aspects that can unlock skills that only you and other characters that have similar aspects can have.
Right.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And sometimes skills are very specific to a campaign as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Oh, they should be. But yeah, so stunts are what we're going to talk about next. Stunts are not akin to features. They're a bit broader, essentially. They give a mechanical bonus. That's their job, is to give some kind of mechanical bonus. Yeah. It could be going back to like the example from before. If I'm hidden, then I can use my stealth stat instead of attack on my attack. And then there are a bunch of example. So if you look in each of the skills, there's a bunch of example stunts for each of them. This is a great resource to look at. So like we said that ours was lore firstly and foremost. So if we look at example lore stunts, I've read about that. You know, if You've read hundreds, not thousands of books on a variety of topics. You can spend fate points to use lore in place of another skill roll in exchange, provided you can justify having read about the action you're attempting. Which sounds like just like, oh, I saw that on the internet. But though we were saying though that we want to be able to use we want to be able to use lore in place of notice when it comes to when it comes to the taste of fries.
Yeah. So there's
Right.
3 things that the book kind of lists out. I do have the rule book here as well on top of the SRD. Both are great resources. So there's 3 kind of major types of stunts.
Yeah.
There's adding a bonus to an action, which is basically adding a +2 if you're in a specific circumstance. You can add a new action to a skill. So we kind of talked about those 4 actions before. Typically, you're going to either add an attack or a defend. Sometimes you can add other things, but not typically. And then lastly, there's creating a rules exception, which is what we're talking about with using lore for a notice check for fries. Right?
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so yeah, let's come up with something for the stunts. So this here would be the fry taster stunt, for example, which is yeah can use
Wait.
yeah.
What if it's kind of like a spider sense, but it's a fry sense? My fry sense is tingling.
He can sense when there's a good fry in the room.
Yeah.
Something just happened.
He can like smell it. It like
Sort of.
tickles his ears. He's like,
Yeah.
it's near.
My French fry
Thanks.
sense is tingling.
There's something greasy happening here. I just know it.
Okay, so is that still to use lore?
Yeah, so can use lore instead of notice when it comes to French fry adjacent senses. Because I feel like he could smell something and be like, those spices and herbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's going to know that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I went ahead and broadened it to include potatoes as well.
Nice. I'm down with that.
Nice.
Can just smell a potato from a yard away. I like it.
Love it. Okay. So there's one. Is there a specific number of stunts?
Usually it's about 3.
About 3.
You can go up to 5, but usually you have to sacrifice the number of fate points your character has.
Gotcha. Do you get more as the campaign progresses, or do they just swap out?
There is progressions to help increase, like, either your number of fate tokens or your stunts. Like, you can kind of choose one or the other as you're going and progressing.
Gotcha. Alrighty, so 2 more, and you said there's let's because you mentioned different types. Let's have one of each type in here just to give examples.
So we did creating a rules exception.
Yep.
I think the next one that would be good is adding a new action to a skill.
Okay.
So we can choose from our skill list and say we can use that for fight or defend or something else of that nature.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
Sounds good to me.
Can we go back to the squirting of sauces?
Okay.
Because I just feel like a good bottle of ketchup just like right into somebody's eyes is a solid early attack.
Right.
Unless you have better fry-based ideas. Which
I like it.
hope you do.
We have shoot already, right? We have +2 to that. So we could try to add another skill that lets us use sauces in a different way, I suppose. I'm trying to think how.
Okay. No.
We could also look at utensils too. You know, there's knives for cutting up the potatoes and whatnot. A knife,
Actually, Will, can
some
you
form
scroll
of
down
knife
on the
skill.
page for lore really quick? So if we look at the lore sense here, I'm trying to think which one's an example for each. So specialist is an example for the bonus. And then Shield of Reason is the example of what we're talking about by adding a new action to the skill.
Mm-hmm.
So if you reach Shield of Reason, you can use lore as a defense against a provoke attempt, right? So that's a example of having an alternative action for lore that it doesn't typically have. So let's just think about the skills that we have and then go from there with it.
Do we want to do something related to his blogging or his Ubering or his TikToking?
He's really good at canceling people that mess with his fries.
Okay.
Just a,
I feel like that's good for contact, and we could even use contact as like as an attack in that case.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like he blogs about and viciously mocks somebody on the internet. Who's
it's
done
a lot like the.
That sounds like an emotional attack or a
right?
mental attack. Yeah.
Well,
It's a little bit of
that
all.
would be the action we'd be adding to it, right? Because usually contact doesn't have an action.
Yeah.
It's like using contact as a provoke rather
Yeah.
than a actual provoke. Yeah.
So we're not calling it provoke. We're just saying you can use this as an attack.
Right.
Yeah, so use contacts as an attack to as an attack against a target's social status or something.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it'll attack their emotion, right? Or their mental
Attacking
stat.
like their will or something.
Yeah.
The by means of a social media attack.
If you wanted a really funny weapon for him, just do some potato nunchucks or something.
We can get to items in inventory here in a bit, or gear, I should say, gear and inventory here in a bit. So what do we want to call this?
I don't know. Y'all got ideas?
Soggy review.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
That's really good.
What an idea that I just had simply because of a punny name is potato eyes everywhere.
That's also pretty good. That's also pretty good. I'm really good with either one, to be honest.
Nah, Soggy Review is more applicable to this.
But what if we took the eyes everywhere and made it like he's got he has information about other places because of his blogging stuff and his virtual connections. He's got intel.
Yeah, we could add it as a bonus. We could make that like a bonus to one of our skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say. Absolutely.
So was that like +2 to knowledge of places that
Would that
serve
be like +2 to investigate?
fries?
Eyes everywhere would also dictate like he knows people. Like he's got people watching out for him too.
I think that would be a good +2 to contacts, right?
Yeah.
I think we could use that for contacts.
That's like he's made some very due to his reviews, he's made some very good allies in various cooks and whatnot. That if
This
he needs to
almost feels like
hide or
something-
needs some information, he can go to them.
This almost feels like something that would serve him better as an aspect than as a stunt. Because we've got like 4 different things that this would supply at this point.
Right.
But as it is fine just for the sake of like moving along.
That's true. So the distinguishing factor there is that an aspect could apply to a broad number of skills, whereas a what you call it, a stunt only can be used against like for like one skill. But then also aspects, in order to provoke that aspect, you would need a fate point.
Mhm.
For stunts, you don't need that.
Yeah.
So you've written down +2 to knowledge of places. Would that be lore then? +2 to lore? If we're saying that, or are we going to say +2 to contact when connecting with other French fry connoisseurs?
Which would you
I think-
prefer? Which one do you think will come up more?
Keep in mind, this is a one-night thing.
Yeah.
Let's just
Let's just
throw
leave it with the
both.
lore.
Yeah, let's leave it with lore.
Yeah, so he might know a lot about the people that make them, but he doesn't know them personally or have their contacts.
Right.
I mean, he already has good contact, so sure.
Yeah.
Find people.
Oh yeah. But also his lore is also his highest skill, so getting a bonus to his already highest skill, is that worth it?
I'm good either way.
In this instance, I think it is.
Okay.
It's fine. Let's keep
Sure.
moving on.
Yeah.
Like Palm said. Good. It's a demo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Demo
demo.
in here.
Make him powerful. Make him strong. It's fine.
Min-max this guy.
No, wait. He may be a BBG. We don't want him in maximum.
Turns out for our Smash Quest campaign, he's actually been the BBEG the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we can't give Fedorable
It's alright.
ideas.
We know his greatest weaknesses.
It's true. Insult his fries.
Insult his fries. I created you. I can end you just as easily.
Basket of fries, ketchup bottle, just. What you
And then
gonna
a
do?
splash of gravy.
Splash of gravy.
Gee.
Just for the dunking or something.
I just remembered that I
so
know
hungry
somebody
now.
that pours soy sauce on their fries.
Why?
I don't
This
know.
doesn't sound horrible, but still.
It's not
It-
horrible.
Right,
It's
like, I
just
It's not
could hear it
horrible,
being
but it's
alright.
like it's
I
but
could be there for
but
it.
it's the same sort of thing of like they'll have the basket and they'll just pour over top. They're not even like dipping or anything.
I feel
Oh,
like dipping a fry in soy sauce that would be asking for the fry to crumble in the bowl of soy sauce.
it's true.
Yeah, it's just
Like it would dissolve. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, moving on indeed. All right, next on my list was wait. I don't think I put everything on my list. Next on my list was damage, stress, and consequences. Which really damage is just stress and consequences.
Yeah. In terms of the character making, it's just kind of determining what our stress boxes look like. Because we have the mental and physical stress boxes
Mm.
that we check when we get hit. I'm trying to find it on this character sheet, but it's not. Oh, there it is. It's
Scroll
toward the
down,
bottom.
Yeah.
Um,
So it looks like there's in this quick ad there's like these tracks, flat track, escalating track. What's that about?
Okay, so it's based on which system you're using.
Yeah.
in this term, we're using Fate Core.
Yeah.
So I believe it's just flat track in this situation.
I think core is just flat.
Yeah. Let me double check. Yeah, both of our what's our will
Oh,
at? What's our will
we're
at?
making a ton of stress.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah,
Whoa, we don't
that's
need
just a
that
quick
many.
ad.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Our boy is stressed.
think we knew
That's the
that.
capability of
It's
being very stressed.
How do you delete a
it's the
bunch of those?
cholesterol.
Is there a way to
Uh,
edit to get rid of a bunch of those boxes?
Yeah, I
yeah.
figured it out. I figured it out.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. So physical, mental, and stress.
Well, so stress is
There
just
should-
your
Stress
you
is all of
changed
them.
it from
It
Stress
should
is
just
the
be
base.
physical and mental. That's all we need
Okay.
for a
You
stress
change the
box.
name on the stress.
Oh,
what it is.
that was a default. I see.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually good because we don't have any stats that like bring up either our physical or our mental stress boxes. But basically, the way this works
Mhm.
is you have a box labeled 1 and you have a box labeled 2. I believe when you get hit, you basically have to meet or beat the box number. So, like, if you're attacking with fight and I'm defending with physique, if you roll 2 higher than my roll, you can click either the 2 or the 1 box. And then if you do it again and you roll a 2 again, you click the 1 box, at which point, since that track is full, you end up with a consequence. And I'm trying to remember what else happens after that, because it's been a long time.
I believe once you start racking up a certain amount of consequences, that's when it starts getting closer to the stereotypical D&D dying or going down.
Well, I know that consequences work like this. So if you hit, I'm trying to remember how the transition goes between stresses and consequences, but if you get a mild consequence, your GM's basically saying, oh, it was related to physical, you have a bit of a sprained ankle, so things are a bit harder for you. A moderate consequence would be more along the lines of you have something that's broken, so broken arm, more severe, but not. It can heal. It's just going to take more time. And then a severe consequence is usually like that arm is gone, right? So that's kind of the progression. There's not really death in this game per se, but there are like the consequences can become more and more severe.
Yeah. And we'll get into how to create consequences when we get to such.
Yeah.
Because there's some nuances there, but the I will ask: is there a way to die in this system?
Up to us as
Technically.
players to choose. Like you can say yes or no. Really, like for
Yeah,
you as a GM, it's probably going to be more interesting for you to cause significant consequences. But if it's reasonable and the whole group is cool with it, yeah, somebody could die as well.
Yeah.
I mean, with the setting how it is, I mean, at that point, a severe consequence is you got knocked off the platform. That's just an automatic.
Oh,
You
for
know.
Smash Quest specifically, not
Yeah.
the Fry thing.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, with Smash Quest specifically, like, but as far as death and stuff, that comes down to a conversation between the player and the DM.
Yep.
It's usually, I think it's what naturally occurs is what's the most interesting thing. right? Sometimes a death I think can be interesting,
Oh yeah.
but other times I think that having a significant consequence can be much more interesting as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is the part where I dip out for like an hour, and if you guys are still going, I'll see you on the other side.
Oh, okay. Okay. Have fun picking up Paul.
I will. Love you guys. Bye. Can't wait till
Bye.
Valentine's Day when this whole thing starts.
Woo!
Oh yeah, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Yep. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and I guess just with the three of us get into a little quick scenario of sorts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Except I don't have I didn't load any of my music into here. Oh, I gotta find a good song. The most important part of GMing is having the songs ready. Yeah, go ahead and take a break. I'm gonna edit this part out while I just look at music.